Welcome to season
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
of Meet the Drapers, the world's largest international business plan competition.
We're going global.
We traveled the globe scouring the US, India, Taiwan, Portugal, Canada, and Brazil for their best and brightest entrepreneurs.
This is amazing.
Every week, these entrepreneurs will compete against their countrymen for a chance to make it to our international semi-finals and then on to finals to compete for a $1 million investment from Tim Draper himself.
The crystal ball ultimately chooses.
But here's the twist. Your favorite business eliminated too early? Vote them back into the finale to get a second chance in front of judges Tim.
This could be quite a thing.
Polly.
It's kind of exciting to people.
And Bill Draper.
That's a real plus in this case.
As well as their VIP guest judges. Let the games begin.
We're funding heroes, future shapers. We're funding heroes on Meet the Drapers.
Hey, welcome everybody to Meet the Drapers. We are now going into our second day of semifinals. We have 4 great entrepreneurs for you. We are so excited to see these 4 entrepreneurs come back. On my right is Bill Draper. He had a very sad morning today. Bismarck, who you've seen in several of our episodes, died to a coyote today. Dad is a pioneer in venture capital. On my left, we have Polly Draper. She is everything Hollywood, very appropriate for this particular day because she wrote a movie called Stella's Last Weekend, which was about a dog who was a big part of the family who died. And we have Naveen Jain, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time. He has created entrepreneurial successes, InfoSpace, Intellius, Moon Express, and the latest venture, Viome, each of which has become an enormous success. We've had Naveen on the show, so Naveen Jain's last name is Draper now. Yes. Welcome to the family, Naveen. What makes you so successful? Every time you launch a new entrepreneurial company, it becomes a big success. What is it? What's your magic?
I think, Tim, the magic is very simple that I think I learned from you, which is that everything that you do should have a purpose in life. And I think every time I start a company, I ask myself 3 questions. Why this? Why now? Why me? And why this is really simple. Ask yourself, whatever it is you're trying to do, God forbid it's actually successful, would it help 1 billion people live a better life? Because anything you can do to help 1 billion people live a better life, that company itself is going to become a $100 billion company. And the second thing is timing. That means what technologies are you using? That means are you actually looking at what is going to change in the next 3 to 5 years that will allow you to solve these problems in 3 to 5 years at a scale, but couldn't have been done half a decade ago. And I think the biggest thing that really most entrepreneurs forget is why me? And one thing I know is when you wake up in the morning and you don't jump out of the bed, whatever you're doing, you should quit that day because that's not your purpose.
No, that's awesome.
Well, that's great. That's a great platform from which we can evaluate all these entrepreneurs. Terrific. Let's bring on our first entrepreneur. Before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
So I knew that I was up against a lot of great companies and great founders. So it was truly a surprise, but then also I considered it a huge honor and privilege just to be able to make it to this point in the competition. Well, I'm hoping to win. Winning $1 million from Tim Draper would be everything. You know, there's only about 2% of all venture funding that goes to women. And of that, only about a quarter is going to women of color like myself. You know, founders who are really seeking to break through into this very closed system. If you're into supporting underrepresented founders who are doing great things, who have great business fundamentals like we do, then I would love to have you support our company.
So let's bring on our first entrepreneur, Botco.ai. Rebecca, welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
We are conversational automation for the health and wellness enterprise. We are in revenue. We have over 25 multi-location health systems using our product. This year alone, we have handled over 2 million interactions between families and their providers, helping them get access to care. We have closed the largest psychiatric hospital in Baltimore, the largest drug and alcohol treatment center in the United States, and the largest autism provider. We're adding new customers and launching new customers just about every single week.
So all that's happening on the West Coast where you're from. Is this something that would also be effective in other countries?
We also launched our first Spanish language chat automation service. And so for me, it's really important that we address not only the Spanish-speaking population in the US, but all over the world.
Tell us what you're seeing in competition.
One of the things that we've really been focusing on is identifying the unique needs of our customers that nobody else is addressing. Some of the gaps are really in integration with health record systems, being able to automate a fully capable workflow with a verification of benefits and insurance.
How do you do that?
So one of the things that we do, for example, is insurance information. We have connected into all of the top data exchanges for insurance health information. And so that allows our product to tap into those systems, and we are the only conversational automation platform that can do that.
Give me an example of one conversation that somebody has had.
There was a family that was seeking a drug treatment program for one of their loved ones. And so they got onto the online and were chatting with one of these providers to understand, what kind of treatment programs do you have? Is it inpatient or outpatient? How much does it cost? And will my insurance cover it? And within a chat session of less than 3 minutes, the family was able to identify that this provider would actually be exactly what they needed, that their insurance would cover it, and they were already being admitted.
The fact that you are able to listen to this conversation, this question really is that people feel is a private conversation between them and a provider, because if you're able to listen into the conversation, know what they're talking about, how would that work?
We mask all of the PHI data, so we don't know the name of the individual. All of that is encrypted and hashed. So the only thing we're seeing are the type of questions people are asking and the responses that the AI is able to provide. And the HIPAA compliance is a very important part.
I remember that a lot of this is about making virtual filling out forms.
Exactly, and that's where the connection with the electronic health record systems is so important. Individuals or families are chatting through our platform, and we're asking them for their information. All of that is being stored, encrypted, and transmitted into their electronic health record, so that when they arrive at the provider, they don't have to fill out a form again.
Is that a big deal?
It is a big deal. So the fewer times that you have people entering that information, actually you reduce the number of errors, which can be very costly when you're talking about thousands upon thousands of records at the same time.
What is your sales volume?
At $1 million in ARR.
And next year, what's it going to be?
Next year, we will be at about 4 million. So we have been...
You're going to jump 4 times?
We're going to end this year at 2 and then double next year.
Because of your new acquisitions?
As we have secured the top, what ends up happening is that all of the others in that same group will follow along. And then we're also able to increase our contract value because we have a better sense of our ROI. Customers are reporting about a 10x return on their investment when they use our product just in the first 6 months. So our revenue comes from net new customers that we acquire and also expansion of all of our existing customers.
Give us a marketing technique that you have not employed but are thinking that you might employ.
One of the things we have not done at all is attended industry events. But those are really great places to meet a lot of thought leaders. To be able to speak on a lot of those panels is very important, just to get in front of some of the big decision makers and to build our brand.
And give us a talent that you uniquely possess and try to teach us how it works. And tell us how that applies to your business.
As a founder, I'm always balancing a lot of different things. I'm balancing the needs of my customers, the needs of my team, the needs of my investors, and even the needs of my family. I have 3 kids, and so there's a lot that I'm always balancing. And fortunately, I am a former ballerina. I studied ballet growing up. For almost 20 years, I danced. And the most important thing in doing a pirouette is balance. So everybody up on their feet.
Okay, well we'll keep Dad down.
You're going to hold your feet open first, like this.
Okay.
Hold your core nice and tight. So first you're going to open your left leg, putting the weight on your right leg.
Okay.
And then arms open. And then you're going to stick this left leg behind you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hop onto our front right leg. So all your weight is going to come up here, and you're going to pretend like you want your head to hit the ceiling. So you're just going to go up there and put your foot up and then go back down. It's perfect.
Okay.
Dancing
That's
is really
the
not in
motion.
our DNA.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so now you're balancing on your front right leg. Perfect.
No, look, I'm
So that's the
quite well.
essential. And then if you want to add the turn, your right arm is the one that's going to give you the momentum. You're going to push your right arm this way.
Once you're up there, you...
Yeah. Exactly. You did it. Excellent.
Okay, and well, Polly
Now you're in balance
continues.
and pirouette.
Rebecca, thank you so much, and thank you for the training.
Thank you.
Really
So
enjoyed seeing
thanks
you
for being
again.
on
All
Meet
right.
the Drapers,
Take care.
and all the best. So as a part of making Meet the Drapers even more fun than it is, we have instituted a new game. It's called Draper X, and you can download it on the iPhone or on Google Play. You can participate. And so while you watch Meet the Drapers and you see these great entrepreneurs present, you can invest your funny money into those companies. And if your company goes and becomes a semi-finalist, you get 5x on your money. If in the semifinals, your company moves up to the finale, you get another 5x on your money. If your company ends up winning, you get another 10x on your money. So we're gonna have a leaderboard, and the winners are gonna get big prizes from Meet the Drapers. I hope you'll download the game. It's called Draper X, and you'll play it with us and be a part of Meet the Drapers.
We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
What did all of you think of Botco AI? Do you think Botco AI should go to the finale? You can vote because we're going to choose 3 and you're going to choose 3. So judges, what did you think?
I thought, first of all, a great entrepreneur with high energy. I'm assuming it's free to the customer and it's being paid by the provider. Life may be easier for a customer. They are not the one who's paying for it. They have to do a lot of back-end enterprise work to integrate with every hospital, as you know. So just have to wonder how far can she scale.
I think that was discussed last time, and it's like the hospital thing is the least of where she's going to make money.
But she got a couple of new groups
big
going.
groups, but they're all
Alternative
private
medicine.
and alternative. It probably doesn't scale to the.
I don't
really
know. Sales are going to jump 4 times.
Yeah, right.
4 times.
This person tells this person. And this
Yeah, and then they start using
Using
it.
it.
And then if they start using it, then
Consumer doesn't get to decide whether the service gets used or not.
yeah, and the provider would have to get the consumer on board. It will be a little bit of a catch-22, but she's already got $1 million ARR, which is really just like $80,000 a month in sales. So people are signing up, and she's had 2 million interactions, 100,000 people that she's touched with it.
But I'm saying in a provider, is it per touch or is it one-time contract based on the whole?
I think it's a one-time contract. I don't think she's asking for the per touch, but eventually maybe she will.
Because that will make a lot more sense. Otherwise, it's only the cost to her if she keeps, signing up the big providers and she's not getting paid for per touch. It's hard to scale.
Okay, well, let's bring on the next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
I've been energized, excited. Things are coming along great with the company, so it's great to be here as well. We're making great traction in the market right now. We're seeing hospital systems engage. We're improving healthcare globally. We're improving diagnostics by just using a simple X-ray. Well, I think being here is fantastic exposure for us here in the Valley for one, but also internationally. So, winning the semifinals would be great for us as well. It gets us more exposure. Getting that $1 million check and winning this would be fantastic for us. Tim Draper is a well-known VC here in the Valley. It would help us secure more funding as well from others, I'm sure. It'd be able to allow us to syndicate the round and also probably oversubscribe this $25 million round with Tim's investment. So being here is just exciting for me because we get that opportunity to move forward.
So let's hear from our next entrepreneur. It's KA Imaging and Amal Karnik. Welcome back to the show.
What we've done is create what we call spectral X-ray or color X-ray. It allows us to visualize the soft tissue and the bone independent. When you look at the rib cage, it does a great job about protecting our lungs, but it can actually block seeing X-rays properly, leading to misdiagnosis. So when we can see the bone and soft tissue independently, it allows us for improved diagnostics. And when we look at the lung field without the ribs surrounding it, we can get to see pneumonia better, cancer better, pneumothorax, and even tuberculosis in the developing world. In the bone images, we can actually see calcified nodules. We can see lines and tubes better. We can actually see left surgical objects better as well. But now we've been able to visualize calcified coronary arteries. We do this all at a lower dose than current X-ray. We can replace CT at times. We've been able to show that we look and feel exactly like any other X-ray detector, but we don't change the workflow. We don't change the techniques. We have 7 global jurisdictions approvals for sales, but 80 global patents in the company. And we've been working working with large medical imaging companies now as well. They're looking at our innovation for integration into their system. We've also just received a grant of almost $1 million to help build our own mobile system. So going from just the imaging plate to a full mobile system that goes bed to bed. We've also created a great pipeline opportunity, about $20 million in our pipeline over the next 2 years, raising our current Series B at $25 million.
You were going to do 9.2 million in this year. How far along are you on that?
We're coming along. So
How much
slower.
do you have so far?
So far, we
in
probably
Q1?
have just under $1 million. We're coming along. It's slower. This is why we need that investment to allow us to get that sales team to go out there and start selling.
Have you got a weak spot that you would like to solve?
I think our biggest challenge, the weak spot right now is awareness. We are a small company. We need to be able to go out there, go to more conferences. That's why we're trying to build that sales team that go hospital to hospital, get awareness of what we're doing.
Can you replace a CT scan?
I would say we can replace CT in some opportunities, but CT is great. It provides 3D modality, but at 100 times the radiation dose. But CT cannot go to the bedside. We can. So think about the ICU and the operating room.
And it's less radiation than a CT scan, right?
100 times less radiation than CT.
How many x-rays have been taken and how many images have you created?
Over 1,000 images now from the sites that we're at. So over 1,000 patients have been imaged.
Am I looking at a rib cage there?
Yes, yes.
And what is mark on the...
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's actually a pacemaker. That person has a pacemaker.
Oh, I see.
It's just the receiving part. So if you look at an X-ray system, you've got the radiation source that creates the radiation, and the old days it used to be film. So we do all the energy separation in the X-ray detector, and it looks and feels like any other detector in the market, except we just do the improved imaging.
You are able to look at the soft tissue on X-rays. I thought that only MRI could do that.
Yeah, so MRI gives you much better contrast for soft tissues. We've actually seen some of our own clinical sites. The ribs were blocking seeing some cancer, underlying cancer. So I've seen it when they remove the ribs, and even some of these lines and tubes that they put in, sometimes they play with the eye contrast, and they've missed pneumonias.
So are you using the AI to remove the rib cages, or you are doing
No,
it
this is all based on physics right now. We're actually starting to develop our own AI as well. A standard X-ray gives you one image. We give you actually 6 images in our data set to be able to allow us to do better AI diagnostics as well. So AI is part of this current round that we're raising to help develop our AI as well.
Tell me something about your actual sales volume and where are you in your history?
To date, about $2 million in sales.
$2 million.
It really came in
per year?
No, in the last 2 years, 3 years cumulative.
Okay.
What we're finding right now is just we need salespeople. We need people to go out there and push it.
Is your goal to completely replace X-rays with this?
If we're using the same radiation dose, we're using the same techniques as current X-ray, where we're giving you improved visualization and more information, why wouldn't you want to use it? We want to replace every X-ray system with one of ours.
What's the resistance that you're getting?
One of the big, like I said, one's awareness. People think they don't need it until they actually see it.
But once they see it, there's no resistance?
No, absolutely. It gets adopted pretty readily.
Doctor already has a machine that's working, so you have to show them how much more they can get out of it before they would replace it and pay you extra, right?
Because we are just the X-ray detector, so we can actually just change the X-ray receiving part without changing the entire infrastructure. It makes it easier to upgrade it and make everybody use what we do.
Why are you not licensing your technology to the existing provider like GE Imaging or others?
A lot of them don't build their own X-ray detectors anymore. We can be a supplier to them as well. And we're in different levels of discussions with some of these medical imaging companies.
I've got Canada written here.
I'm Canadian. We're from Toronto.
Canada?
I love the Canadians.
Yes.
Do you have new marketing technique that you haven't used that you're excited to potentially use?
The world is opening again. It was a challenge for a lot of companies to go to conferences. Conferences is a great way for us to interact and meet people. And so what we want to do is in these conferences do focus groups as well.
Do you have a talent that you specifically have that might be appropriate for this business or improve your business in some way, and something you can teach us?
Absolutely. There's a lot of partnerships. But as part of the partnerships with, even as my wife said, my talent was one of the reasons she married me. And it starts with S, and it's salsa.
Oh, salsa.
We'll do the 4 basic ones.
Okay.
So it's with your left, step forward.
Okay.
Come back to the middle. Step back with your right.
Ooh.
Come back to the middle.
Okay.
Now we just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we can do different things like you can put your legs back, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, then you can kind of play with it. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
We learned a little
Very
salsa.
good.
Well, Amal, thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
coming back and being on Meet the Drapers.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Take care.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Tim Draper. If you got a great idea, go ahead and send it to me. And who knows, you might be the next big contestant. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
So, what did all of you think of KA imaging? This will be a life-changing thing for a lot of people. Judges, what did you all think?
I like that. I mean, if it really works the way he described, I think this is an absolute game changer. I think this company could be a big company, especially if they can partner with many of the existing imaging companies. I think this could be massive.
Yeah, Dad, what'd you think?
I've got AAA on the entrepreneur. I thought he was sophisticated, he's competent, and
He's
he's
from
Canadian.
Canada.
I love Canadians. So I went A++++.
Love the whole idea of it. I feel like he's having trouble getting it past the bureaucracy of all these X-ray, the medical profession. Like, everybody's like, we're fine, the X-ray thing works fine, the CT scan works fine, just leave us be. He really has to convince people that it's really revolutionary.
I wonder if it changes the financial situation for them. They make money on their CT scans and on their X-rays, and now you will be taking both of those, potentially taking both of those away. So his early customers are probably going to be the groups that just have an X-ray and want more information. They don't have a CT. So he would have to go after that group first, and then people are going to go for the best thing.
There are always changes the medical profession is not so easy to get at, but there are breakthrough people who keep them moving. So.
And also the fact that this is portable and can go into the room of the patient.
So with that, let's bring on the next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
The eyebrows gotta move.
I feel great. Tim really saw something in Afterglow, and in the sexual wellness space, it's so hard for sexual wellness brands to get investment because people are so scared of it. And already only 2% of VC money goes to women. And then we have the extra taboo of sexual wellness. It's been a really challenging experience. You know, having Tim really validate that this is a business that deserves to grow and deserves to be funded. Women's voices matter, that women's concerns matter, that women's health matters, that women founders matter. I really want to win. I really, really want to win. This is my shot, and I want to just do the best I can, hopefully impress the Drapers, and I'm able to move on to the next round.
So our next entrepreneur, Afterglow, congratulations for making the semifinals.
At Afterglow, we make that helps you have an amazing life. At XO Afterglow, a $10 a month subscription gets you access to our huge content library full of ethically produced videos that are relatable. And then we pair those videos with exercises and articles. I mean, think about it. When you want to learn about any other topic, you can go on YouTube, whether it's how to repair a car or how to hula hoop, and see tutorials. You can take classes, you can get a coach, read a book. But when it comes to there's just no good resources out there. Think about all the things that you've invested in learning that are less important to you than your life.
I'm trying to get a handle on how big this company can get.
We believe there's a $2.2 billion TAM on subscriptions alone. And our vision is bigger than just a subscription content business. It's to become the home for on the internet. So that means we can do events, products, do a marketplace, licensing, all of these different things. Like, we want to become a global brand. And the name, and it's like, what better name than Afterglow?
Most of your customers are in their 50s or over, which surprised me, especially because your issue was about people learning about sex.
Yeah.
So it's odd that that would be your customer base.
So I know you guys focus in on that. Our customers are a really wide range and a really wide variety. It's actually hard to pin down. It's more of like a psychographic thing because we don't learn about, so it happens at every age. You know, we're always going through a learning process around it. And we have people of all ages on Afterglow, but if I had to choose, you know, who is the early adopter that loves us, I would say they're a little older and they've kind of gone through a little bit of a awakening process
No, I can
already.
understand that, and they'd be a little intimidated by all the sites. I mean, there's a lot of people that get over some trauma because they watch some kind of weird that's, you know, to put a moral qualification on it is a little, and it's a little funky to me.
I 100% agree. Like the biggest problem with overall is the shame that we have around it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're trying to get rid of. Don't yuck anybody else's yum.
Yes, exactly.
We're not trying to say that mainstream is bad. We're trying to help people have better, and we're trying to show different relatable stories that can help people see themselves as beings and empowered, you know, healthy relationships, all of these things. If you're satisfied with what's currently out there, then you're not an Afterglow customer anyway. And we just want people to know when they come to Afterglow that performers were paid fairly, that everybody was consenting to everything that's going on, that they can trust what they're looking at.
Yeah, that's just not the market I understand well. One thing I know is that market is huge, but the companies rarely get funded because most venture capitalists are scared of investing in these type of companies. So they do generate a lot of cash flow, and it's good for cash flow.
The CEO makes it feel more palatable that she's such a dynamic and beautiful and wonderful, and she's a woman. It's more women than men. It's geared more towards women than men.
Yes.
And that makes sense too.
We're meeting people where they're at, because where they're at today is they're learning from. But our ultimate goal is to be more than just a subscription content business, and I think that also is what's going to take us to be a $1 billion brand and something that's very VC backable.
Do you have a marketing thought about how you might market this in a new way that you haven't yet tried?
So we are launching on podcasts soon with iHeartRadio, so we were approved to advertise there. I think that'll be a really fun one because it'll be aligned. We can choose podcasts that are around and relationships. Another really exciting thing that I want to do, and I will do if I get funding, is start a community for experts. Can you guys name a influencer today?
Playboy.
Dr. Ruth, maybe?
Yeah, I think there will be some huge influencers. And so starting to be at the ground level and create that community for people will make them advocates of Afterglow.
Why do you say that? What's different from 20 years ago?
We're breaking down a lot of taboos in our society around mental health, around gender identity, around. And I think now is really the time that people are wanting this information.
Now let's get to your specific talent that you think will be appropriate and helpful to Afterglow.
So I talked about how, you know, when we try to learn anything else, like hula hooping, there's lots of resources for it. I learn things really fast. So we're not gonna actually hula hoop. I'm gonna, can I do a little thing and then teach you some of it?
Teach me how to do that. Okay.
So also in hula hoop, they really encourage, you know, flexibility and flow and kind of this creative process.
Okay.
And I love to,
I
love developing Afterglow, like by talking to my customers and seeing what they want. I'm gonna just,
well, that is a hula hoop.
You were doing the hula hoop.
So I'm gonna teach you how to do this, which is just a simple like hand spin. Hold the hula hoop.
Okay.
Turn it a little bit, and now let go, and then catch it again. Just let go, turn it.
So somehow, there we go. I did it. Okay, success. Okay, thank you for the lesson. So as a part of making Meet the Drapers even more fun than it is, we have instituted a new game. It's called Draper X, and you can download it on the iPhone or on Google Play. You can participate. And so while you watch Meet the Drapers and you see these great entrepreneurs present, you can invest your funny money into those companies. And if your company goes and becomes a semi-finalist, you get 5x on your money. If in the semifinals your company moves up to the finale, you get another 5x on your money. Your company ends up winning, you get another 10x on your money. So we're going to have a leaderboard, and the winners are going to get big prizes from Meet the Drapers. I hope you'll download the game. It's called Draper X, and you'll play it with us and be a part of Meet the Drapers.
We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
I'm on their mailing list. We all need to do more due diligence on that one.
Oh yeah, we got to work hard on that one.
Yeah. I think that might be a viewer favorite. Dad, what did you think of Afterglow?
Hard to vote against this one. I thought she was terrific. It's very hard to vote against this. She has the combination of the subject, very exciting, and she is
Her
very
charisma.
good. I think this is an A++.
I think that company would generate a cash flow, but I'm not quite sure how well it will succeed in terms of raising money. If they are able to become something different, it'll be great.
In concept, it is different. In practice, I'm not sure how it does come out to be different. More concerned about the market size issue, but it might end up being...
Oh, the market is huge.
No, I'm just thinking, how big has anybody gotten?
Not much. I mean, Playboy was sold for almost nothing.
But that's only because they were replaced by
the internet.
It's like health and wellness is the new big thing.
After a month, would you subscribe for a year, 10 years? I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be like a year thing or a 3-month thing or a one-time thing. I don't know. I honestly...
Well, she's got people with her credit cards at $10 a month. So,
yeah.
And it's 60% women. She's sort of surprised at that. She thought it'd be more like 80.
It's one of those Wild West pioneer markets that no one would speak a word about during my time, during my growing up. Older investors might have a hard time going for it. They'd be like, I don't know if I want to say.
They don't want to really rock the boat. Even
Exactly.
though they're called venture capitalists,
Yeah.
they don't like to rock the boat.
The boat.
Yeah, but we're willing to rock the boat a little. I do like it when somebody is pioneering a new field. This is a great entrepreneur. Let's bring on the next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Everyone at Keaton, they are looking forward for this next step, and I want to be in the final. I want to share more and more this information, wildfire prediction. We can change the world, we can change the situation from wildfires, the situation from carbon emissions. So I want to be in the final to show the world that we can change them.
So our next entrepreneur hails from Brazil. Quiron.
We believe that prevention is better than reaction. So when we talk about wildfires, we need to build preventive protocols to mitigate these forest threats around the world. It's one of the biggest emissions of carbons around the world. We deliver a wildfire forecast with 10 days in advance. Today, we are delivering that for 4 different countries with 90% of accuracy between the prediction and the real fire. We signed with the 5 biggest forestry companies here in Brazil and the biggest in Portugal.
One of the concerns that we had before was you said that you had predicted a fire and they didn't listen and then the fire happened. How many fires did you predict that did not happen?
Team, that is a funny thing about that. Our goal is to have 0% of accuracy. When I deliver the forecast, they can go to the field and do the job before the fires. Our best customers didn't have any wildfire in the last fire season, so we had 0% of accuracy in that. If you go in the right place, the area burned will be lower than today.
Now, you use satellite imaging. What other data sources might you add?
We have this imagery information, but we have different types of sensors like hydro occultation for weather forecasts that we have from a provider and radar information for deforestation, for example. But we can put this onto the model and see the place that has more occurrence on the past, and with that, the model can learn with this type of situation.
What is the variation? Is it like every 6 inch, every 1 foot? I mean,
today the actual models delivers 1 kilometer per pixel.
Okay.
So we are delivering 10 meters per pixel in this model.
What other data sets are you using, like temperature, the number of people, the fire camps? I mean,
we use community information, and we take some areas like camping areas, fishing place, hunting place, that the firefighters, the governments, and private companies deliver this information to us, and we put that into the model.
Can you tell me how many people are under your wing now?
7 million acres monitored, 5 different countries: Brazil, Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and United States.
What are your revenues now?
In the last 12 months, $100,000 in revenue. We have some negotiations that reach $4 million.
Do you have some marketing technique that you have not used that you're looking forward to trying?
Join force with companies that has other solutions for wildfires, and we are putting our solution with them to sell to the actual clients that they have.
Do you have any special talent?
Today we will learn the phrase "prevention is better than reaction" in Portuguese. And I ask to you to say with me: prevenção é melhor que reação. We have one sound that is very tough, that is "ao" in Portuguese.
Au.
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 Prevenção.
Prevention.
Yeah. É melhor que reação.
Que reação. Very good to see you again. Congratulations on making it to the semifinals. Well, what did you all think about Kiron? Boy, fires are happening more and more and more these days, and some solution really has to happen.
well, I thought it's a good idea, except that you can almost predict the fire is going to happen in Southern California in summer. The question is, what do you do about it? And I'm not sure the satellite imaging itself is going to be the best solution there.
Totally behind this one because it's working in an area that is very needed, and he is good. Combination of those two things, for me, makes a deal.
He's a guy that people are going to want to work with, and he's fun, and he's interesting, and great passion for what he's doing. I think there were some really positive things. So now we've got a tough decision to make.
I like all the entrepreneurs. This was a really good group of entrepreneurs.
Let's bring them all in, see which entrepreneur the crystal ball will bring to the finale. $1 million will be invested into the big winner. So we've brought on the entrepreneurs. Here's the big moment. Who's going to the finale? There's a pretty good chance you can still make the finale. The finale is $1 million investment, Botco AI. Very exciting. We know how much trouble we all have to go through whenever we go to a hospital, and it's the last place you want to be when you're filling out forms and all that sort of thing. So we think you're going after an important problem. We think hospitals will be slow on the uptake, and so clearly you've had more success with alternative medicine, which is terrific. KA Imaging. Very exciting what you're doing. The idea that we can replace all x-rays and many CAT scans gives us a lot of hope. Do the hospitals pick it up? Are they so reticent to pick it up that the company doesn't quite get to where it's supposed to go? Maybe a little bit of a challenge. Afterglow, we love that you're breaking new ground. We're always fighting for the pioneers. We are always saying, go out there, try something new. We think your passion is fantastic. Not sure about market size. We know that it's high cash flow, but it may not have that potential to be a great, big, huge, trillion-dollar public company. Although the market size is definitely large. Quiron, we do think you are going after a very important problem. Is satellite data going to be predictive enough? And are you going to be like Chicken Little, predicting the end of the world over and over and over, and so everybody ignores you? Beauty of it is that it just keeps growing as more and more pieces of data come, and it gets better and better. And all the judges seem to have a different opinion. We got to go to the crystal ball. There's really no other alternative. So crystal ball, give us wisdom. Fire, is it X-rays? Is it medical? Fire, X-rays. Medical, it is X-rays. Hey, imaging. Congratulations, you're going to the finale. Don't lose heart. There's a very good chance that somebody out there will vote you in to the final. So thanks so much for coming and being a part of Meet the Drapers.
We come from different places, different lives. We all run different races, different minds, yeah. We keep promoting freedom through every twist and turn. We'll start a revolution and watch the old ways burn. Heroes, heroes, future shapers. Improve the future with our tech, AI, VR, Bitcoin is the best. We'll build and work and grow with you, having fun along the way. We'll change the world for better.